Oh, hey, but why did he kill him though? That don't make sense if they like, even if they didn't know each other and decided that they was comfortable enough to acknowledge each other, like, why did he kill him?
Shot, bow, bow. One hit or quitter. You just made my kill list. Win a chicken dinner. I'ma fuck my eye bitch. Cause a nigga tender. Catch him up in traffic. He better stop that runner.
You need to stop bathing in them tears and bathe in some soap. Confidence, integrity, accountability, communication. Long ago, even though they were divided, the two nations lived together in harmony. And then, everything changed when the Sims attacked. Only the Alphatar, master of all four elements, could stop them. But
this thing is stupid as hell.
He vanished. Almost 100 years passed and some rando discovered the new Alphatar, a confidence vendor named Devante. And although his confidence skills were great, he still has a lot to learn before he can save the homies. But I believe Devante can save the world. Alright, I'm gonna make this very clear. I don't give a freak what anybody else tell you. In college, everybody's some freaks. Everybody horny. I cannot tell you how many days I saw countless cheeks being beat through windows, and I was party. Like, you know how hard it was trying to suppress my urge to get in some guts while being surrounded by so much coochie because I wanted to maintain my wholesomeness and not fornicate? Like, I had God dancing up there in heaven every time I defeated my urge to become a coochie scout. Because like I said, everybody
a coochie
in
scout
are some freaks. So you telling me you've met every single person in college? Speaking of freaks, I got this one friend. We're not gonna use her real name. We're gonna call her Maddie. I knew Maddie belonged to the multiverse the second I met her back in freshman year of college when we both met on a party bus 3 years ago. And throughout these 3 years I've known her, she's consistently shown me why I was right. Because she's done some very questionable things, like very much 5-star thought activity. Now, keep in mind, Maddie was not a snack. Maddie was a whole dinner, and she still is. The girl bad, very
quote, and she still is. So, hey, Maddie, if you see this, somebody looking for you.
Even to this day, she got curves, she cute, she got melanin, and that thing back there fat. However, she had a lot of insecurities, and she was a broken female. See, she would use these insecurities and brokenness as an excuse to do whatever she wanted, which was to get validation from guys by having as much fun as possible before she graduates. Now, I ain't got no business telling a girl what she should do with her body, but dang, bro, like, it's like she became a straw hat pirate and set sail across the Grand Line just to find the one piece of dick. Bro, it was so bad that she became the school thought, because almost every dude in her circle that I would somehow end up having conversations with would tell me all about how they had a taste of her. They home.
That's a tough situation to be in. Like, that's tough.
These two, they classmates, how they were surprised that I didn't have a taste of her, which I almost did, but I declined at the last moment and strictly became friends with her because one day she came to me and my homie O's usual hangout spot in the main building, crying her eyes out about some dude smelling like straight cum. Even though she was crying, I honestly didn't care because I felt disrespected.
Yeah,
like,
hold on. We had
about some dude smelling like straight cum. Even though she was crying, I honestly didn't care because I felt disrespected. Like,
I would be too, though. I would feel disrespectful too. Like, disrespected too. Like, not even just that. That you felt a decent, like, that you felt like you should have had. I don't even know. He fucked me up because he not mad at her. He mad at bro for smelling like cum. No, I'm mad at you for telling me that he smelled like cum. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, them tears and bathed in some soap. Bro, I heard and seen so much with my own eyes from her that it had me like, dang, this girl getting passed around like the collections played at church on Sunday. Now, also keep in mind that from the time I was 17 up until I was 20, I had a good number of thought friends. And almost all of them were undercover thoughts that always told me about their little adventures sleeping around. And it would always boost their self-esteem telling me about it, which is what she would do from time to time whenever we talked. And see, I genuinely liked being around Shorty and enjoyed her presence ever since the first day we met. And she almost all the time had a good vibe regardless of what was going on in her life. And because of that, even though she was a thought, we still built this little friendly bond, a tiny pinch of friends with benefits action in the very beginning. That's why I got access to things other people didn't. But still, over time, a friendly bond. However, the girl was a freaking airhead. Every time I tell her, hey, he ain't good for you, this and that is gonna happen, then she'd act like she listened and understood, then continue to put herself in bad situations, knowing they're bad situations every single time. Now remember, she's a thought, and a lot of dudes on campus were simping over her, treating her like the queen she never was just because she was fine. Couldn't be me. Yeah, she was a queen, all right. Of the streets. It ain't like I told her those things just because it's the right thing to do. No, I genuinely cared for her mental health because as I watched her dorm hop for appointments every night, I started to notice her mood dropping and she became less of a happy person as the days went by. Like, some days it seemed like me and O were the only ones that cared because
I'm not gonna lie, that is real. Just like this perspective, I can't relate to like, well, I don't know what I can relate to or not. We're not talking about me right now. But this one, like, seeing that from outside, like, you do be having your female friends that be tripping sometimes. And, like, you notice that they be tripping and, like, I don't know. All you can do is, like kind of show your sympathy. But then, like, you know they not going to really listen to you to begin with. Like, you can give advice, but, like, they going to do what they want. So, it's like, but you see how it's affecting them type shit. Like, so. Y'all watch out for y'all friends. Simple as that. Drippy's message of the day.
We tell her things that she needed to hear, not things that she wanted to hear. But again, she was a stubborn airhead. You can't save somebody that don't want to be saved. I was getting tired of wasting my oxygen on Shorty. Like,
exactly what I said.
What was I supposed to be? Your therapist? Everything always went in one ear and out the other with her. Like, she never had a brain blast. She never listened.
Never had a brain blast. He goofy, bro.
This one day, she got this new boyfriend. And for like a couple months, they had this what looked like a happy relationship that actually turned out to be toxic behind closed doors. So when this pandemic hit a year ago,
back to his previous point, you can't teach nobody nothing that they don't want to be or some shit. Whatever the fuck he said. It's all a part of the image.
And we all went home. I kind of lost hope for Shorty. I ain't seen him since.
I'm tired, y'all.
Until the new semester of junior year started and the campus opened back up a couple months later. Even though I wasn't really in school for real because my YouTube was taking off, I decided to pull up to the campus again on the first day just to see what was popping, because honestly, that school gave me some of the best memories of my life. And you know what's crazy? She was the first person I ran into. Like, she pulled up to me on the side of the road, screamed my name. I ran up to her car, and we had this whole conversation about our relationship. And apparently,
how was your first reaction back to school already the most friend zone like shit, bro? like your YouTube was popping. She's supposed to be on your dick. You being a shoulder to cry on immediately. Like, she won't. I don't even have the decency of getting out the car in this portrayal. Like, come on.
It didn't end so well for her or him. Let's just say a lot of violence. I felt bad for her, man. But at the same time, I kind of didn't, because I told you this was going to happen. You put yourself in this situation, so that ain't none of my business now. Like, we barely even talk now. Maybe she's changed. Who knows? You know the old saying, you can try to take her out of the streets, but you can't take the streets out of her.
Damn.
Gotta keep a pop on.
Real nigga spirituals right there.
Put a red ribbon on me. Fly away on them bus, yeah.